Ben McKee, West Rucker here inside of Thompson Bowling Arena following Tennessee's 90-48 exhibition win over Lenoir-Rhyne. Tennessee goes a perfect 2-0 in exhibition play this preseason as they gear up for next Monday nights, or this coming Monday, season opener against Tennessee Tech. And Wes, I thought the story in this one was just pretty smooth offense. I think it did slow down in the second half, obviously, but playing some more freshmen there in the second half and maybe taking your foot off the gas just a smidge there. But in the first half from the jump, I mean, it was practically picking up where they left off at Michigan State. Jordan Gainey hits a mid-range jumper to get things going. Dalton Connect hits a three, scores 7 of the first 11 points. I thought it was very smooth offense once again, especially in that first half.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, Ben, that Rick Barnes, when he asked about the offense, we asked him about it, he didn't really seem pleased with it. He said they haven't run the offense the way he wants them to run it the first couple games. I hope that's just Barnes being Barnes, because it looked okay to me. It looked like when you're putting up 89 points in East Lansing, Michigan, in front of basically a sellout arena with it's rocking. You come back in a game like this just a couple days later where it would be natural to kind of be flat, and they came out really hot early on. I mean, it looked pretty good to me. It looks like this was a need that the team absolutely had to address. I think they've addressed it to a certain extent, maybe all the way, but at least a little bit. I think this offense looks better than it did, and I think that's a good step.
Yeah, and the defense looked like it should against Lenoir-Rhyne. Lenoir-Rhyne did bank in some threes.
Two banks in one day.
They did, and they threw up some shots that went in as well. But the defense did what it was supposed to against Lenoir-Rhyne. I thought if there's one thing to nitpick, and Rick Barnes spoke about it post-game, and Lenoir-Rhyne's coach was very happy about it, 16 offensive rebounds for them to Tennessee's 10. So Tennessee did win the rebounding battle overall. Lenoir-Rhyne did miss several more shots than Tennessee, so that will help the numbers go up. But 16 offensive rebounds, even with a ton of misses, is far too much to give up against Lenoir-Rhyne.
It is, and offensive rebounds can be a weird thing, right? We saw that a lot during the Bruce Pearl era at Tennessee. A smaller team would get so many offensive rebounds because they were shooting a lot of threes, a lot of weird bounces off the rim. Those things are going to happen. But I actually think it was a really good point that Barnes made after the game. I just said something I didn't really love that he said. I liked him talking about needing more offensive rebounds because, if you're going to be a team that shoots some three-pointers and kind of spaces the floor, you're going to have to attack the offensive glass because there's going to be days where you're not going to make those shots. You have got to be sticking to the offensive glass because when those shots aren't going in, you're going to struggle if you don't go get second chance points. And they got to get to the free throw line a little bit more, and all that's kind of tied together, I think. So, yeah, I mean, it's a couple of the freshmen out there kind of got bodied a couple times, and Lenoir-Rhyne's not as big, but they've got some thick guys, and I think Tennessee's freshmen are freshmen, right? So sometimes they're going to get bodied off the ball a little bit. Those things are natural, but yeah, the rebounding should have been better.
Yeah, one freshman I liked was Cameron Carr. Did spend 10 days or so in concussion protocol before these exhibitions, so kind of getting back into form, and only played 1 minute at Michigan State, but looked good tonight. Did go 1 of 6, 1 of 7 from 3, and Rick Barnes poined out that he liked to get his shots up tonight.
He liked it, yeah.
But he is a good shooter, and he still, at the end of the day, had 9 points and 7 rebounds.
Yeah, he's kind of a guy who just flies under the radar a little bit, right? And it's going to be tough for him and DeLeon both to get consistent minutes on this team. You look at the backcourt, even if Josiah Jordan-James is going to play the 4 all year, there's 5-6 guys, veterans, who absolutely have to play minutes in the backcourt. So you wonder when those freshmen are kind of get in there, but you're going to have to be a little more consistent than they've been in order to get through to that rotation. But I like Carr a lot. He's smooth. He can do a lot of things on both ends of the floor. He's got good length. I didn't mind the shots he took tonight. I thought they were fine, and I thought a lot of them looked good and just didn't go in. I think he's a kid who's going to have some high-scoring games over the next few years at Tennessee. But, yeah, I mean, I like him, especially for a guy who's missed a couple weeks to come in and look like this. There's a lot of promise there. Absolutely,
and speaking of some of those guys, Santiago Vescovi, he'll be back on campus tomorrow, which is Wednesday, I believe. My days are running together. And then Zakai Ziegler, he's about as close to being back as you can be back without being back. So no need to really risk it with him for some exhibitions. Rick Barnes said post-game we'll see where he's at as they build up to Monday's season opener against Tennessee Tech. And we will certainly have plenty of coverage of tonight's exhibition win and all week and weekend long leading into Tennessee Tech on Monday night up at GoVols 24/7. He is Wes Rucker. I'm Ben McKee.